we've come to rewards, right? A lot of people think that rewards is all about paychecks, specifically big, fat paychecks. But the truth is, when we talk about rewards and how that plays out at Next companies, we're talking about what we say are the 3 Ps: pay, perks, and pats on the back. Let's spend a little bit of time talking about each of these. Let's start with pay, right? Now, great pay can be a maintainer, but it's not a retainer. So what I'm basically saying here is you have to be at certain levels of pay in order to even be in the game. You can't grossly underpay people and then, give them balloons and a lady jumping out of a cake for their birthday and expect that they're going to stay with you, right? You have to at least be in the ball game on pay, but pay is not the reason that people stay with you. In fact, we did 3,500 surveys when I first started this business and asked, why did you leave your last job? And the next generation, number one reason, crappy management. It had nothing to do with pay, although they might tell you that in exit interviews. But generally, again, pay is a maintainer, it's not a retainer. And listen, you'd better be in the ball game on pay, because with Salary.com and Vault.com, most employees know how much the industry pays. So you've got to be at that sort of baseline or threshold level with pay. But that leaves us with 2 other Ps: perks and pats on the back. Let's talk about perks. Perks are not things like your dental and your eye insurance, right? You might think that they're perks if you're the leader or a manager of an organization, but perks are things that differentiate you from your competitors. They're things that get you out of the pile. So for example, if you work in an industry where the standard is 2 weeks of paid time off, a perk to your employees is 4 weeks of paid time off or more, right? If you're working in an industry where there's a lot of emphasis placed on the 60, the 70, the 80-hour work week, right? Having flexible work schedules or compressed work week, that is a perk. We had one employee one time who told us that he didn't want to leave his current employer because he'd lose his gym membership, right? That is a perk. Now, the final P is pats on the back. And what do we mean by that? Of course, we're talking about the typical thank yous, right? A great thing that you as a manager can do is anytime one of your clients or customers or vendors gives a kind word to one of your employees, forward it to everyone in your department and just say, Joe just got this great compliment from one of our customers. I wanted you all to know. That is an amazing pat on the back. You can't buy those kinds of psychological value for your employees. But then there's another kind of a pat on the back, and those are sort of the formal recognition programs that your organization might have. So maybe every year you do an awards ceremony, or maybe on a quarterly basis you try to do like Employee of the Month. Whatever that looks like for you, those are also pats on the back. They're formal ways of recognizing your employees. I have only one word of caution on that, and that is these rewards must mean something. So if you're just rolling out a reward program and handing out awards, right, because you do it every year and people aren't necessarily deserving, very quickly what you do is you start to diminish the value of the reward. I think smart organizations give rewards out that are aligned with their values and that really mean something. So thinking about the rewards at your organization: pay. Are you having enough, given enough to get in the game? Perks, what are you doing to really differentiate yourself, right? And finally, pats. What are you doing to formally and informally recognize and reward your employees for doing things that align with your values?